In your life, how many times have you seen someone lose control of their anger? Have you ever found yourself behaving without thinking because you were so furious with anger? Our emotional equilibrium can be quickly upset by anger, resulting in a temporary state of insanity. According to the Stoics, anger is the result of a mistake in judgment that warps our understanding of reality. Renowned Stoic philosopher Seneca wrote on this subject in his work on anger. We'll explore 9 tips from Seneca's teachings on how to manage and control anger in this video. However, before we get started, kindly show your support by giving this video a like and becoming a channel subscriber. Your participation enables us to keep producing insightful content. Let's get going now. Give up reacting, and unchecked anger can lead to insanity. Thus, control your anger to protect your health as well as your self-control. The duality of control, or knowing what you can control and what you cannot, is a core tenet of the Stoic philosophy. We also have total control over how we react to things that happen to us, even when we have no control over external events. For instance, in a traffic situation, you have no control over the number of lanes that were closed, the pace at which cars are traveling, the accident that caused the traffic, or any other factor that results in delays. However, you have complete control over how you act in response to it and how this stress will impact you. Anger is an emotional response to stressful situations, frustrations, and injustices, and we are aware that stress lowers serotonin levels, which leads to irritation. Naturally, the Stoics were the first to draw attention to the complexity of emotional life, exercising self-control and refusing to respond negatively to this stimulus as though forced to. Delay is the best antidote to anger. 20 years ago, Seneca taught about this, and science has since verified that there is a decision time between stimulus and response, and that this option is contingent upon our ability to control our emotions. People are more likely to act in ways that are out of character when they are experiencing deep anger. When we lose control over our own actions, we turn into slaves. A judge feels hate, a father feels pain, a husband gets divorced, and a candidate for public office fails because of anger. Because anger enjoys the pain of others, it is worse than lust. Lust enjoys its own pleasure. The fact that we experience this anger is a very vital indication that it is not an impulse or emotion we want to indulge in. Acting in anger will always make us regret afterwards. Realize the destructive nature of anger. Thinking about the consequences and determining whether it is truly worth pursuing can help us avoid behaving in anger. Recognizing the issue and how it reduces our ability to reason is one of the first steps in learning how to deal with anger. There is no positive level of anger in Stoicism. Tha stands for our impulses and logos for our reason. According to Stoic philosophy, every impulse is an ascension that you can either embrace logically, responding sensibly when you are a grown-up and act consciously, or responding irrationally when you are a kid or an animal acting solely on impulse. As a result, a self-aware individual is only responsible for their own choices and cannot hold any other party accountable. Seneca claimed that once anger takes hold, it is a tough vice to break, so it is necessary to control impulses in order to avoid giving in to it. First, anger makes you a slave, according to Seneca's 3 key reasons for believing this. We become emotional slaves to anger when we let it control us, which emotionally destabilizes us and makes us more prone to make mistakes we'll probably regret later. Anger overrides our rational thinking and causes us to act on instinctual impulses, blinding us to the future and the consequences of our actions in the now. While anger causes us to act against our morals and disregard the feelings of people around us, it also gives us an instant sense of satisfaction when we lose control or explode. Second, it's impossible to control anger. In comparison to other emotions, the emotional impulse of anger is quite strong. When you're angry, you have to act without thinking about anything else, as if acting out of anger is the only thing that matters at that particular time. Anger has already taken control of you by the time you become aware of it. The third point is that anger spreads. When there is enough anger, everyone seems to come together and become a destructive force. Anger has the ability to influence a social group more quickly than any other emotion. Consider any violent demonstration, such as lynchings in public, where the crowd appears to be unified by a shared anger. We must lessen our attachment to this emotion now that we understand how harmful anger can be. We need an end goal. Merely letting rid of anger or disliking it is not enough. Achieving calm, which is a state of peace and tranquility, is the goal of Stoic philosophy. Understand what sets you off and how to stop it. The greatest approach to cure anger, in Seneca's words, is to nip it in the bud at that moment, give oneself minimum freedom of expression, and restrict your emotion. Seneca tells us to be mindful of typical causes for anger, such receiving unjust treatment, having someone cut in front of you at the grocery store checkout line, or having your boss mistreat you and take credit for a job he delivered late. Merely waiting in response to small annoyances and time constraints, Seneca found that waiting for the initial intense feelings to pass and the cloud that missed the mind to lift is the best way to treat anger. Delay all of your actions until you are psychologically entirely calm, regardless of what is causing you this anger. Read the message 10 times or give it 2 days, but make sure you do so before responding. Keep your anger in check when doing this. Consult a third party who is impartial and not emotionally connected to any of the parties engaged in the situation. However, if you wish to convey the information while remaining calm, go ahead. But there's a good possibility you wrote something in your anger that you later regret. You can calm your feelings of anger by using calming phrases like, "Oh, it's past," or "let it go." Since emotions pass quickly, anger is an emotion. We all experience anger from time to time, but these strategies will help you control your anger and communicate your feelings in a way that is more constructive for both you and other people. Imagine that you are the offender. Let us place ourselves in the shoes of the man who is irritating us, Seneca urges. He is, in fact, estimating without sufficient basis. Recognize that we are experiencing a hangover, which is a crucial indicator that this is not an emotion or impulse that we should indulge in. Don't look for causes to get angry. Too much importance is frequently placed on ourselves. Living in a world of luxury and comfort gradually weakens us and makes us delicate and sensitive. We learn to expect things from the outside world as we grow up and become angry when those expectations are not fulfilled. Almost things can make us angry. When we lose, when everything that might go wrong in the worst possible way happens, we become angry. This helps us to be ready for everything that may happen, but it also makes us appreciate the times when bad things don't happen. Seek reasons to be calm rather than angry ones. Put on a self-deprecating joke. Seneca poses the question, what should a wise person do when attacked? Similar to what Ko did after being attacked, you shouldn't start a fire, seek retaliation through insults, or say you can't use your mouth. Self-deprecating humor is the act of turning an insult into a joke, so that we can further offend the person who attempted to hurt us. This keeps the insult from becoming ingrained in our minds, where it could lead to needless stress. An insulter's control over the situation is undermined when we laugh at them, suggesting that we don't take them or their insults seriously. They'll probably be really irritated by this response. Other than a thinking entity, what is a person? And what causes people to have unpleasant emotions? You can begin by recording your instances of anger in an anger log, which is a helpful tool for tracking your experiences in your journal or on your phone. Start counting and make notes every time you become angry. Every triggering event should have a certain kind of information that you want to document. This covers the events that cause you pain or stress, the situation's trigger, and the thoughts that were on your mind at the time. You can also rate how angry you felt, ranging from 0 to 100. Understanding how frequently you become angry throughout the day, as well as recognizing your behavioral patterns and emotional responses, is the goal. You can build strategies to channel your anger more effectively and achieve emotional equilibrium in this way.